Alright, let me out.
Basically, I have to.
Say it 3 times fast.
Papa Panda Podcast.
Papa
Panda
Podcast.
Papa Panda
Podcast.
My name is Jennifer. I'm a student at the Public Academy for Performing Arts, or PAPA as most people know it. Thank you for joining us today on the Papa Panda Podcast, a deep dive into the inner workings at PAPA. Today I'm interviewing Kat Eunice, a PAPA senior who's advanced in musical theater. They do Les Chanteuses as well as musical theater. They've done art and they have done dance in the past. In this year's musical, they're going to be playing the role of Audrey in the show Little Shop of Horrors. Along with that, they have been in shows like The Drowsy Chaperone and Chicago. Thank you for listening, and without further ado, here is that interview. Alright, and hello to the Papa Panda Podcast. Will be your host, Jennifer, for today, and I have a lovely little guest with me today who... Mind to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, so my name is Kat Eunice, and I'm a senior here at the Public Academy for Performing Arts, and I do a lot of different things. I do Les Chanteuses, I do musical theater. I'm not doing it this year, but previously I've done art.
Fun.
And then I'm also do dance, so.
Okay, that is really cool.
Thank you.
You mentioned musical theater. I've always been a fan of the whole musical thing. How did you... who introduced you to musical theater? How'd you get into that?
That's a good question. So when I was in 4th grade, I started acting at a program called New Mexico Young Actors.
Oh,
and
fun.
I think it was actually really interesting because it was a really goofy little show. Like the first one I think I did was called Story Stew Fairy Tale Review. Or something,
okay,
and I was a dog.
Kind of
I was a dog. So on the roster, it just said dog played by cat, and
that must have been really funny to
good.
read.
That was good
Because it's contradictory, you know.
Exactly.
That sounds really cool.
So that was my first show, and then I did. We had From Hair to Eternity, which was just a little spin-off Tangled, which was cute. I was the narrator for that.
Oh, funsies.
And then I've done a couple other shows with them. So I did like Secret Garden, and I did Robin Hood, and I did. I feel like I'm missing one. Gladiator, Last Gladiator.
Gladiator. I didn't know that was a musical or a play. For that
Oh, yeah, I think it was a play, not a musical, actually.
Okay.
Because it was during COVID, so they kind
that
of
would
cut
make a lot of
some
sense.
stuff. So, yeah.
Well.
We were actually supposed to do Robin Hood, and then we've, almost finished blocking everything, and they were like, I don't think we're going to perform this one, actually.
Yeah.
So, we didn't.
Like a last-minute change.
Yeah,
Hey,
exactly.
So you know everything you just did?
Mhm.
Meh. It's fine.
Exactly. Actually, that's where I got the name Kat, because that's not my real name. That was a stage name. When I was in 4th grade, I just pulled up.
Backstory.
Lore drop. I just pulled up to NMYA one day, and I was like, guys, I've got a proposition. You guys should call me Kat. And they were like, okay, we don't care, but it's 2 weeks in, so maybe you should have said that earlier. But and I just started going by it at school.
And so then it just, stuck.
It just stuck.
I had no idea that was just a stage
Exactly.
name. You learn new things every day.
So yeah, that was my humble beginnings, and then since then, I don't think I did any shows at my old school. I was doing guitar at my old school and art. But I think at Papa, I've done just the 3 that I've been here for. So Drowsy Chaperone, Chicago, and as of now, Little Shop. So cool.
So I noticed you mentioned beforehand you also did choir or do choir when you're still here.
Yeah.
I now just gotta ask, what came first, musical theater or choir, of your interest of the two? What came first?
Definitely musical theater. That easily. I think I'd always liked doing improv and little stupid theater games. What? I'm not a nerd. You are. So I think that came way sooner for me. And then from there, if you're a good enough singer and you're around choir kids, they'll just go oh, you should join the choir. And I'm like, okay. So from there, I think the first choir I was in was, I had some experience before this, but El Fado Youth Choir was one of the choirs I was in for I think 4 or 5 years.
Oh wow.
Very cool choir. Shout out to our director, Gabrielle Dietrich. She's awesome. We did a lot of stuff, but hers was kind of more on the smaller side compared to Les Chanteuses, which I've been loving Les Chanteuses. Actually, I didn't start Les Chanteuses until part way into the past year, so I didn't even have I've been in there about 1 full year. So
That is crazy.
yeah.
So what would you say, like, the difference between the two is? Because, like you said, singing and all that, and like if you're around choir kids long enough part.
Do you mean in terms of, like, what the difference is, like, singing?
Yeah, like, singing-wise.
Okay.
Like, what's the difference besides, let's say, singing in Chicago between singing a choir
Well,
piece?
singing in Chicago was rough, but if you know, you know. But I think the difference there is probably just that in a choir piece, I mean, blending is important in any musical ensemble, but I think especially in choir because there's so much, because the whole performance is the music. So it is very important that you know what the time signatures are and you know what the, like, dynamics are. You have to understand what you're doing and you have to be able to blend with the people around you, or else they're going to be like, oh, Caitlin's over singing, or whatever it is. So I think that's probably the biggest difference. Was in musical theater, it's the energy does a lot of the work for you, and as long as you're hitting the right notes, if you have the passion and you have the energy and they can see that you're in character and you're adding to the ambiance of the scene.
Like you're having fun with it almost?
Yeah.
Oh.
Or you're sad or grieving death or whatever's
you know,
happening on the
energy
stage.
is
But
there.
the energy matches the scene. That's the important part.
Okay.
Whereas in choir, what you are is embodying the music. You are the piece. So I think it's a fun transition. I really like both of them. They're both a good challenge.
Yeah, it sounds like it'd be a fun one.
Yeah, I love Les Chanteuse.
Yeah.
They're my girls.
Don't you have to, like, audition to be in that one? Oh.
Yeah. So when I first, the first year I came here, I was in the class musical theater, and in that class, the way they used to run it was that they'd have, if you're in musical theater, you for sure have to audition for the show. Even if you don't want to be in it, it's for practice of learning how to, like, audition.
Okay.
So I did that, and they used to have a workshop, kind of like a couple of weeks, where they taught you how to audition. And I remember going over my song with Mr. Torres, and he listened to me, and he was like, oh, he was surprised because he was like, you're actually, like, a good singer. And I was like, thanks. And then he kind of went, you should add some brightness to your voice.
Oh.
I had never heard of that term before, so I was like, what's brightness? What is that? I mean, there's no, like, what are you talking about? And then he was like, oh, it's like you're smiling with your voice. It was so over my head.
And
I had
just
no
like,
idea.
huh?
And then I figured, I was watching, like, YouTube tutorials about it, and I tried it, and I was like, wow, that makes singing so much easier.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's kind of where I have, like, the same place where I've been working on that a lot recently, and that's kind of where my voice is when I'm doing Audrey for Little Shop. You
Awesome.
want, like, the brightness, or at least that's the way I've been doing her character.
Okay.
We're out of time for this episode today, but this is going to be a 2-part podcast, this part being the first of the 2. We thank Kat for her time, for allowing this interview to happen today. Thank you, and you've been listening to the Papa Panda Podcast, a deep dive into Papa.
Thanks for listening to the Papa Panda podcast.